Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm Natalie, and I'm here with Dr. Mariam Bakhtiari. For those of you who don't know her, she is the inventor of BLAFit. She is also a board-certified dentist with over 29 years of experience, specializing in TMJ, sleep apnea, and snore and orthodontics. And who better than someone that works in the field of craniofacial pain, understands your jaw pain, to create a facial exercise device that not only helps alleviate pain in your jaw, but also helps to give you those beautiful beauty benefits of plumping your lips, defining your jawline, and lifting those cheekbones. So we're here to talk about BLAFit and why you would benefit from having a BLAFit at home, right?
Yes.
Hi, welcome back to California.
Good morning, everybody. I'm watching you, and I'm looking at you. Have a nice new necklace.
Thank you.
And you look so pretty, and I missed being with you on Amazon Live. I was 1 week away. I don't know if you did Amazon Live.
Turn off the
yes. Good morning, everybody. For all of you all around the world, I'm Dr. Mariam. The founder of BLAFit Appliance facial fitness device, or BLAFit, and my almost 2/3 of life has gone to practice of orthodontics, sleep apnea and TMJ for about 30 years, and I learned that no matter how beautiful I make the arches, no matter how I align the upper and lower jaw, we still have something missing, which was people's faces was sagging. And if you look at like the skulls of old, like from 100 years ago, if you look at people that their skulls were more anatomically and more curvature. And if in probably another 50 years, we're going to have very flat faces. And no zygomatic bone here, the bone of our cheekbones is going to get flattened. And part of that evolutionary process is because we don't use those muscles. If we don't use the muscles in our face that it was intended for our chewing, mastication, over time, through evolutionary process, we lose those muscles. Just the same way that wisdom teeth have been extracted for so long without any reason.
Yes, I was just reading about an article about how our facial structure has changed a lot for different reasons, like not chewing our foods, not placing our tongue in the correct place, not breathing correctly, as well as how our jaws have weakened so much that's why it's so common in Western culture to have our wisdom teeth removed. But it's not common in other places, in other countries.
No, we used to have 32 teeth in majority of our cases, and 32 teeth where all feet had room in the mouth. So the arches were much wider. And even now, if you go to Northwestern Islanders and all around the universe, the Islanders, people that are away from Westernization, you see the arches are huge, and their facial muscles are beautiful. The rate of caries is less. So when we start taking wisdom teeth out because our arches are becoming smaller due to pollution, bad nutrition, many different factors, now we're automatically taking wisdom teeth out, which I'm totally against, and that's another subject. But in no time, evolutionary process, we're not going to even have wisdom teeth. See?
Oh my gosh, yes.
There is something about evolution. When we don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly, because your body knows that you doesn't need it anymore.
Yeah, and it's just there's something in the muscle memory and genetic memory for the next generation, and then it'll slowly eventually get rid of that.
Right. But there will be a population that will still have wisdom teeth, right? Like the ones in other countries that still actually utilize their wisdom teeth, except for here in the States.
Well, for sure, we're one of those westernized countries, but I just came from Europe, and you see their arches is not any better than ours. You see a lot of beautiful people working in workplace, and when I look at their smile, rarely you see a broad smile. You see more and more narrow smile all over the world, and in England is even worse with all the their orthodontic treatment, their philosophy, and also a lot of their arches are very narrow and huge overbite. And that could be because in England they were like always married, the king married their, there was a lot of inbreeding.
Yeah.
And I don't know about all of that. I'm not going to get into that field. It's not my field. But what I noticed in my practice was that more and more I was treating, here in the practice in Manhattan Beach, we treat a big group of age group. We see kids from age of 5. We start at age of 5 all the way to as old as one wants to fix their mouth. And majority of the middle, like around 12 to 16 is our major number of cases that we do braces. And when you look at that population, you see more and more the 15-year-old young ladies that have their lips drooping already, and the zygomatic bone here is very flat. And I just love beauty, and I love, I paint, and it's just, for me, I knew there's something missing, and we're filling this gap with injectable beauty and skin care. They call it injectable fillers, and trying to get more structure, trying to get more chiseled, trying to get more cheekbones, lifting things up. And I knew that there's something that I can do in that field, and knowing the facial muscles so well, that if I could be able to create something with a perfect strength and resistance, we can start working those muscles that we're not.
So when you say that the facial muscle, that the face is starting to sag at such young ages, do you mean the actual bone, or is it the muscle?
Both.
Both.
Oh, I see.
Because
we create those bony changes by engaging the muscles. So for example, if you look at people that have heavy clenchers, when you take an x-ray in their jaw, we see gonial notchings. Their jaw becomes more square because of the muscle that's pushing that area so much. So we can actually rechange our facial anatomical region by getting different muscle activation. And with the BLA, we're able to actually make the cheekbones more pronounced and lifted. Now, two things. One is the bone itself can be changing because of the way the muscle that we're activating that was never used. The second thing is the muscle is bulking. So we're able to do to actually play around those facial muscles and enhance our facial beauty. Lip is what we use to do all these exercises, our lip muscles. So that's the first place you will see a change, a lifting, a more pronounced lips. People have asked me, is it the pink part of the lip that just expands?
Right.
It's actually not the pink part. The pink part is a skin, outer layer skin part. We're actually going from inside of our facial muscles and bulking and bringing it out. So most of the fillers are done from the outer skin. And by doing that, it may look nice if it's done well, but you're stretching the outer skin, and once the material subsides and absorbs by our body, we now have extra skin.
And you have to go again.
Next time you need more, because then you have these extra lips. And I think I've talked about this in one of our videos, that I had a patient here that thought that she's keep biting her inner lips. Inner lips of your lower lips, imagine biting it. And she was an older female that had injections done probably the last 10-15 years. She had no idea where that comes from. Now that she's aging and she's not getting injections as much as before, that's extra skin is now sagging and it's coming inside in her mouth, and she's biting it. And we've treated that by working with a surgeon, because now we have extra flappy skin that needs to be removed. And so basically what I want the audience to understand is the fillers are beautiful results, but it's not a long-term solution.
It's also very expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive, it's painful, it could create infection, but we're actually stretching the outer skin. And just keep in mind, on cases that they're burn patients that their skin needs to be stretched so that they can cut the burn area, they actually balloon that skin to be able to cut it. So imagine by injecting, you're actually ballooning that area, and it's actually not very healthy, and it's not a long-term solution. Things are going to come back again, this time bigger issues. So what I wanted to, and I'm not against fillers, there's indications for everything, but what I wanted to do is create something that the younger generation start thinking that, okay, if we're not going to sit down and we don't have that wholesome food, which our culture's changed. You know, as much as I want to be able to sit around and chew nuts and raw food, it's not possible with our lifestyle. And we're not using our teeth to be able to get these muscles engaged. So what we need to do is actually work them out. It's so funny. I was one day having breakfast, and I saw these two young ladies in the restaurant next to me, and looked like a mother and daughter. And they were speaking Spanish, and I was like, oh, I wonder where they're from. So I didn't want to intrude in their breakfast, and we were having our breakfast. So I went to the restroom before we were going to leave the restaurant, and they were there. And we said hi, and I asked them where they're from, and they said they're from Mexico City. And she was saying that they are here because of business, and I was talking to her, I said, what do you do? And she says, oh, we have this face. Okay, so now this is a shout out for her. She's hashtag face workout.
Oh.
So they have what is a coincidence?
That's such a coincidence.
So they have 6 or 7 places around the world, major Mexico City, and that's basically, it's called face workout. And I think that's what it is. Her name is Maria, and mother and daughter they're business owners of this place that they actually do facial massaging from outside. They're doing like a face gym. So what they're doing is they're stimulating the face muscles by doing like fast movements, which was kind of like a cardio, and then they're doing different things. And I told her, you won't believe what I have. And then we start sharing, and they said, we want to sell this in Mexico. So she says, let us be the rep of BLAFit Appliance, because when I talked about it, they said it makes sense. Because when you do massage from outside, we're only stimulating the outer area. We're massaging the muscles. We're creating some movement. That is for sure is a great thing to do. It takes time, so you need to spend about an hour, and expensive, and go to repetitively to get that done. And I explained to her that the BLAFit Appliance is an engagement of these muscles internally for 1 minute a day. And it's such in a way, and they were both like, can we have one? We want to be able to sell this. And they're adding more stores in other parts of the world, and we're going to meet with her, you and I.
How awesome.
So we can,
how exciting.
Yes, that's, I think, going to be a huge collaboration, because they both understand the face muscles, and they when I told them, they said, oh my God, that makes sense. And so what we're doing here is we're adding a facial exercise device that works out your facial muscles, plumps it, lifts it, creates blood supply, and creating your own collagen formation by doing that. Now, it's great if you can have access to a face gym or face workout like where they have, but that's like getting a massage, right? It's a luxury. You need to continuously go, and you can't do it at home to yourself every day 1 hour. So it's something that's great, but this is a minute a day at home, doing your own face workout, doing your own face yoga, and I can't say enough about it. Now I was telling her about TMJ, and she was like, oh my God, we want to learn, we want to do this. And they're coming here in LA in November.
Oh, awesome.
So I told her, actually they're going to Palo Alto in November, and she says that she will make arrangements so that we can meet them.
Oh, how awesome. Yes. So, and you know, there's one other thing I want to add before we go, because there's so much information, right? And I think a lot of people can sometimes get confused on what are the right products to choose, is it worth actually exercising your muscles? Do your research, of course. Like we understand the benefits of it, but at the end of the day, there's also something really important to note, that when you make a purchase of a BLA, you also get 5 minutes. It's usually more than 5 minutes. It's usually like 15-20 minutes, one-to-one with either one of us. And we teach you how to correctly use the BLA appliance
for your needs.
For your needs, so you can achieve your goals, your particular goals, whether it's about alleviating pain from jaw clenching or TMJ, whether it's about maybe helping with your headaches, or you just want to get the beauty benefits of plumping the lips, defining the jawline. Whatever it is, we're there to show you how to correctly use the appliance. Because we don't want you to just purchase this and be like, what is this? It's just plastic, and throw it away. That's not the case. We want you to understand that your investment was worth it, and to be able to use this appliance for long term.
This is probably the least expensive piece of device that you gift yourself with that could actually create a harmony, peace, beauty for for face and entire body.
Yeah.
We will teach you how to incorporate the face yoga by breath work, so that you can actually increase circulation to your facial muscles, to your brain, and increase your immune system and your state of being in a more zen place, and yet get more beautiful, plumper lips. Mm-hmm. By the way, when we were walking, this is a side note, when we were walking out of the bathroom so I wanted to introduce my husband to her and her daughter, she asked me how old I was. She says, how old are you? Because they were sitting next to us and they were seeing me.
Yeah.
And I told her I'm 54, and she says, okay, because the mother was 55, I think. And she says, we looked at your jawline, because that's what they do. And we were thinking, how old would she be? She has a beautiful jawline. And I told her, if you look at my pictures from 24 years ago when I got married and compare it with today, I can still wear the same dress, and I probably look prettier than then. It's because of the stimulation.
Yes.
It's just like we don't have to age fast. We can age really gracefully.
Exactly. And there's the one other thing, there's nothing wrong with aging. Like, I think in this society we have feared aging, like, oh my god, I don't want to age, I want to stay young forever. No, that is not the point. The point is not to stay young forever. The point is to embrace your age and to look good in your age. It's not about to just look 21 for the rest of your life, because one, that's not even realistic. It's about, you know what, my face may show that I have experienced a lot of life, but it's a beautiful face. There's a lot of beauty to it. There's like, it's not saggy, it's not like not taken care of. You can tell that you have taken care of it through all those years. So
I agree with you. For me, I'm actually excited to become 60, so to see what my face is going to look in 60. And energy wise, I'm still the same as when I was 20, 25. It is all about good nutrition. We're now in the world that we can actually age because of all the healthcare and all the advancement in science.
Yes.
It's all about eating healthy. State of the mind needs to be young, and taking care of yourself. And we don't all have the chance of buying expensive serums and expensive stuff. Although they're all on the outer layer, investing something in a tool that's very durable device, that is it's a very inexpensive gift to yourself.
Absolutely. Yes. So
I'm so glad to be back.
I'm so glad to have you here. We miss Dr. Miriam. She was, for those of you who don't know, she was in Europe. So I'm so glad to see you back. I'm glad you took that time for yourself.
I would love to talk about nutrition another time. Maybe next week's Monday we should talk about nutrition, because I learned so much being in Paris and looking at how they eat and how they balance their food course so that they don't have weight issues. And
they also walk a lot.
They walk a lot. There's a lot of good things I've learned, and I want to share with the audience.
Well, I'm excited to learn too. So we'll
have
see you guys
fantastic Monday.
Bye everyone.
Bye. Does it show how many people were watching?